everybody, it's Dementia at Dusk, and we're at the Solstice Place, and I've got Katie. Oh, and we have some guests, too. We have Tara and Jenna. They're here, and today our topic we're going to start with is, how do you fill 24 hours? And we're going to start with us. So we look at 24 hours, and we want to stay healthy and well. So if you want to stay healthy and well for 24 hours, I'm going to give you categories. And the categories of what we fill our time with is we fill our time with things that give us value and purpose. It is important to have value and purpose. So we call those productive activities. So an example of a productive activity is, where have you been today, Jenna?
Work.
At work, yes. So a job is a productive activity. It gives you a sense of value and purpose. And you do things that have value and purpose because you're in healthcare, right? Katie, what about you? What did you do that had value and purpose today?
I was at work and helped some families out.
Okay, so you were at work and then you were helping people. So when we help people, that gives you a sense of value and purpose.
JT Bakery says we fill our time with TikTok, ma'am.
Okay, so hang on there. So we're getting to you. So purpose, okay, I got sidetracked here. Value and purpose. You guys are making background noise for me. Okay, so we have value and purpose. Now, the second way we must do every day, and it's a good thing to do every day, you do things that give you a sense of pleasure. So every day we should do something that makes us feel good. We call them leisure or free time or things that you do just because when you do them, you feel good. And it's good to have that in your life because it turns out for humans, if you don't do something you enjoy every day, you start to die. It's called thriving. And if you want to thrive, you got to do something you value because when you stop doing things you care about and things you value and things you like, so you value and you like, when you don't do those anymore, you cease to thrive and you'll fail to survive. That'll kill you. So, Katie, what have you done that you have found that gave you pleasure today?
Reading a book.
Oh, so you read a book for a bit. While you were at work or something else? Not at work. Okay.
First thing in the
So
morning.
it was different. Okay, so you picked another time to do that. Jenna, did you do anything that gave you fun enjoyment today? What'd you do?
I ran around outside with my dog.
Oh, so you went for a run or you just moved fast?
I don't run anymore. I moved fast as she moved faster.
Okay, so you were with your dog. It was being with your dog and doing this outdoor thing. So you did it outdoors, and that was fun. That gave you a sense of joy and pleasure. I assume it did the dog too.
Probably even more pleasure.
Probably even more. Okay, Tara, what about you?
I sat in a cafe and drank a coffee.
Oh, so you just sat somewhere and had coffee.
Watched the people go by.
And watched people. Oh, you were people watching, and that was pleasurable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you're hearing is some pleasurable activities like this can be really active, and some can be sort of passive, but you're actively watching things, but you're not doing a lot. You were pretty busy. You were busy with your eyes, too. All right. So we have value and purpose activities. We have pleasure and leisure activities.
So now somebody said, oh, I'm going to school, which is value, but it's also a little bit of self-care. And somebody else said, I'm beginning to understand that self-care is not about taking a shower.
So self-care is this interesting thing because it means taking care of this shell that you live in, the body. It means taking care of your brain, but it also means taking care of you, the human being. So what self-care activities have you done today, Katie? You can give some of the basics if you want.
Yeah, I brushed my teeth.
You brushed your teeth. Jenna, what'd you do?
Combed my hair.
You did hair care. Okay, so we have mouth care, hair care. Tara?
I spoke to my partner in Australia.
Ooh, so self-care for Tara over here was actually finding time to connect to somebody that she's really far away from. So she's over here in the States, in North Carolina, even though she's from Australia. Her partner's still in Australia. So rather than feeling empty and lonely, she actually did some self-care of connecting, communicating. And communication is a self-care activity. Anything else you did today that took care of yourself, Katie?
I ate my breakfast.
So you ate. And what you choose to eat is either going to promote self-care or not so much. And sometimes we forget to eat. And sometimes we're in the middle of things. It's hard to remember. And sometimes it's part of our routine. We're going to talk about that. But taking care of yourself turns out to be incredibly important. And yet sometimes we forget to do it. And it's easy to sort of like, yeah, I did something. And so I'll ask you guys, how often do you wash up? How often, whether it's bath, shower, or wash up? How often do you do that?
Daily.
Daily? Daily. How often do you go to the bathroom?
Oh, quite a few times a day.
Quite a few times a day. Quite a few times a day. How about having a solid output from the bathroom?
That's a rather personal
That's a
question.
rather personal question.
Yes.
And so for
Says the
right
queen of
now,
food.
but here's the thing. When you're fully independent and you don't rely on anybody and you have a space and you can do whatever you want to in that space whenever you want to do it, you don't have to share that information. But when you start to have some changes, that may make a difference. All right, so we have 3 of these things, but we're missing 1. Okay, here's the last one. And it turns out that this is vital to being a healthy human being. And it is called rest and restoration. So rest, sleep, nap, but then restoration is what you do that recharges your battery. So think about it as, you sleep to rest, but when you need to be restored, are you somebody who needs to go off by yourself, or do you need to get with somebody and do something with somebody so you feel recharged? And it turns out people tend to be more, I need to go off by myself, or I need to get connected. So we're going to check in over here. Did you do some rest today? A restoration?
A restoration.
Oh,
Not yet.
Not yet. Ooh, so from the time you got up this morning, you have not done rest and restoration. So are you starting to feel it?
Oh, you betcha.
Okay, so it's been long enough that you put it off and you put it off. So now you're feeling a little empty. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I'm just curious, knowing who you are, is this making it better or worse?
Oh, better.
Oh, better.
Yeah.
Better. So, I could give you a little back rub. I could say, tell me how your day's been. Tell me a couple things. So how did that meeting go? And for you, what?
Oh, totally recharges my
That recharges her battery. Yeah. That was good. I did that. That was purposeful and valuable for me. Wasn't particularly restorative. But it was really important that I recognize my partner in work might need something. And so who has capacity and who has need? So, yeah. Jenna, have you done any rest or restoration today?
Not a lot.
Yeah.
I did have the last 3 days off.
So she took a big chunk of time and did some rest and restoration. And now she's good for another
2 days.
2 days. And that's sometimes one of our strategies. Is like I wear myself out, I empty out, and then I have to suck up a whole bunch of stuff real quick. We'll talk about that because it's something you can do, but it is not really a healthy habit. Okay, Tara, what about you? Rest and restoration.
Yeah, look, my rest at the moment is a little bit all over the shop.
Uh-huh.
All over the shop with where I am in the world. So,
Okay, so we got some issues because Tara is almost exactly opposite of what her regular life is. She's flipped. So it's like she's someone living with dementia who's flipped their day and night.
yeah.
So how well are you sleeping in your night?
I'm sleeping pretty well, but my timing is out.
So your timing is off, so you can't quite find, it's not right.
So because my timing's off, it means that my restoration is off.
Ah.
Because I'm waking up later than perhaps what I usually would, which means the time I would spend with restoration is cut short.
Because you're an early morning restoration person, because you use the early morning to charge your battery for the day, and you're not getting that. So it's interesting how many people might do their rest, and then they want to get their restoration on board before they take off and do stuff. And other people, they wait to right before their rest and they do some restoration before they rest. So they lead into rest with restoration. And then some people scatter it through the day. Some people will do meditations during the day because that's what they need, the recharge. Has a lot to do with circadian rhythms and patterns. There's a whole siesta culture. And then there's the early bird culture, which is you go full out. And then when you get home, you're done. Okay? And then there's night owls and some other things. So I'm going to ask folks to think for a second. So here are your 4 categories. How do you think you want to balance a day? What do you think? How many hours do you think you should spend in each one in a 24-hour period? What do you think?
Well, 6 to 8 for rest.
Okay, so we should do 6 to 8. So if we were to divide this, so you're thinking 6, so we want to do at least 6. For rest.
Not restoration.
Not restoration, just rest. So we need 6 hours of rest.
Sleep.
Okay?
Are you?
So you need a little more. So you know for your balance, you actually need some more rest. You need more sleep. So what we know is that one of the risks of developing dementia is getting too little or too much. So it turns out that about 6 to 9 hours is a reasonable chunk of a day in a 24-hour period to actually do restful sleep and really good sleep cycles. Too few sleep cycles or ragged, jagged sleep cycles are not good for you. But having too much sleep turns out it actually depletes you and it doesn't allow your brain to optimize. So yeah.
Jason says he thinks it's about quarters for the floor.
He thinks about a quarter.
Roughly quarters.
So how much time, if you added up all the hours for taking care of yourself? Okay. Now, here's what I'm going to say. In the States, at least, guess what we've done to our work day, though? What do we do with our work day? We really stretch it out. So we make it like...
Yeah, so JT says, wait, too much? So I shouldn't do that 12-hour catch-up on Saturday?
It's a bad habit, is what we would say. It's sort of like binge drinking. Binge drinking, binge sleeping. It's not the best thing for your brain, it turns out. Because what you're not doing is giving your brain short breaks, which it turns out human brains really do need breaks. So they step away from whatever it is and they do something different for a little bit. And then they come back and they're more ready to do the thing that you wanted them to do with value and purpose or things that were self-care. It turns out taking breaks is really super healthy for your brain. These long binge sessions. So this is like if we call it work, we get away from calling it value. Because here's what we do sometimes. We work long hours, but how many hours are you actively finding purpose and value in the work? And how much is it stuff that has to be done, but it's drudgery and you hate it and it's this frustration thing of I have to get the paperwork done. I've got to get this thing turned in. I've got to stop. I've got to drive. So I've got to allow a half hour and another half hour. And I don't use that driving time as self-care time. I'm still thinking about work. I'm trying to make phone calls while I'm doing that. So a healthy pattern is 6 hours of active work. Okay, and then I'm going to ask you guys how you actually spend time. It's about 6 hours of doing things that give you truly, you can identify this as pleasure. So now the question I have is how many pieces of your work give you a sense of pleasure? You find that spark. You feel the endorphins kick up. You find your dopamines going. You find out that you've got your endorphins going. Because what this pleasure thing is about, it's getting your brain to produce chemicals that are healthy chemicals. Not adrenal gland activity to the point where you're like, I've got adrenaline going, or I've got cortisol, I feel stressed, but this feels really satisfying. I'm really feeling satisfied. So at work, Katie, how much would you say you get some pleasure out of it while you're at this place called work?
3 hours for sure.
3. So that then you only have 3 more hours you have to fill up.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Jen, what about you?
It's
It's hard to say.
Work is probably 75% of my day. Pleasure is probably like 25.
Ooh, so you have to squeeze it in. So you have to squeeze it in when you're doing self-care. You got to squeeze it in. Yeah. Yeah. So the self-care, taking care of ourselves, I mean, honestly, for a healthy body, healthy brain, healthy life, we're talking about, we should, again, find about 6 hours. Now, can these things cross over? Can something I do at work and I feel value and purpose in doing, but I also find joy in doing, can you marry those up?
Yes.
So it turns out the more you marry those up, then the more time you have for other things. So these can actually cross over. So I may find that there are things here, and some of the things at work I do are self-care. So, it's not all magic. But how many hours would you say you spend a day waiting for someone else? Waiting for something to happen? Waiting just anticipating, but not really being able to do anything until somebody does something for you? How often do you spend waiting?
I used to spend lots. Now, it depends. Depends if I'm spending some time with someone that perhaps is living with dementia, then it's about being patient and waiting for them to do what they need to do in the time that's best for them.
Okay.
Or if it's somebody who is not living with dementia and they're just running late because they're lazy or they're
somebody says I
less
have
priority
Teams more than I'd like.
Yeah. So if you don't have something and you're waiting, what do you find yourself doing to not just wait? What kind of things do you fill that time with? Or are you just really standing there going, this is pissing me off. She said she'd be here at 2. She's not here. Now all I'm doing is waiting for her. Or do you have capacity to go, she's not here yet. Tell you what, I'm going to do something to fill my time because I'm not going to just wait. Because when I wait with nothing to do, what is it?
waste.
Empty, waste. So now, it's rare for us to not figure things out because we don't like it when we're just wasting. And if it happens a couple times, do you want to go meet that person anymore? Do you start making out modifications so you don't bother to arrive on time because you know they're going to be late? Do you start?
People said clean, rage clean,
There.
sketch, draw stuff, TikTok, ebook, check email.
Yeah.
Right here, right now.
There you go. Yeah. So we figure out how to fill it. So now we're going to switch over to here. And I'm going to say, now you're living with dementia. And you're at the place in your dementia where you're having changes in the front of your brain, which means you have trouble with initiation and sequencing and termination and finishing and moving on. You have trouble with the ability to think things through clearly. You're having a lot of difficulty with making choices and knowing what to do when. You really are also having difficulty with being able to see yourself in what you can do versus what you used to be able to do. And you want to do stuff, but it doesn't seem to be, I don't know what to do. We have that, and then we have problems with time awareness, and we have problems with where am I and where is this place? What am I supposed to do here? Picking up on the cues. And then we have memory challenges with what did I do or what didn't I do already? So what do we think in care situations? How much time do people spend doing things that give them a sense of value and purpose when they live with dementia? What do you think in most care situations? How often?
So are we talking about the person that's living with dementia?
Yes, we're talking about the person living with dementia. How many hours do you think they're spending things in a day feeling valued and purposeful? 2. What do you think they're doing that's making them feel valued and purposeful in those 2 hours? What would give them a sense of value and purpose?
Lots of people are saying 0. Insufficient amount.
Insufficient amount.
0.
I was thinking of 2 is just a minimal amount that it's.
And the answer is, if you ask people living with dementia, they say, I get to spend 0 to 2 hours doing anything of value. I mean, I don't have anything to do. What am I supposed to do? I can't do what I used to do. I used to be at this. I used to do that. I can't do those things. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm not sure what to do. I spend a lot of time not being able to, just looking at things and not knowing exactly how to handle them. The other thing that can happen is different. So this is how much time I feel productive and valued. Okay? How many things am I doing that give me a sense of pleasure and satisfaction? What do you think? How much time am I spending feeling pleasured and satisfied? And yeah.
Maybe 0 to 2 again.
0 to 2. Okay. Depends on how committed everybody is, to make sure that that's happening. So that's how much pleasure I'm finding.
People are saying 0 or 1 to 2 max.
Yeah. So how much time are we spending actually doing self-care with folks? Because this is where we start thinking we have to help people with self-care because they can't do it on their own. So taking care of your body, taking care of your brain. I mean, we can do things, but, it's like how much do you do on your own versus you must have help to do? How much time are you spending with self-care?
2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Maybe. So now we're up to maybe at most 6 hours. So what are they supposed to do the rest of the time?
Watch TV.
Rest or wait. Rest or wait. So when you have a lot of rest and wait time, and I'm not tired anymore. So when you've slept as much as you want to sleep, what are you going to do?
Wait.
Well, no. Well, some of you will.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Some of you will.
Sleep,
Some of you will do a
wander, wait.
great job waiting. I've got a bad feeling about Jenna, though. When she's done sleeping,
Might get curious.
yeah, especially if her dog is going, ruff, 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 ruff. So what do you think you'd do, Jenna?
I take her outside.
Okay, so start to get up to take her outside. Oh, Jenna, hang on. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. I need you to sit back down. Where's your walker?
I don't know where I put it.
Jenna, you don't want to fall, do you?
No.
Okay, so where's your walker? All right, so how you feeling now, Jenna?
Restricted.
Well, it's because you tried to get up and you're not safe. Are you feeling restored?
No.
Okay, that was option 1 in the way that we do option 1. So this was option 1. So Jenna's starting to get up. Go ahead. Now she, I've got her a little worried about getting up.
She'll do it for real.
Jenna, hey, you're getting ready to go.
I'm going to take my dog outside.
You're going to take the dog out. Oh, now is that the one that likes to ruff, ruff, ruff all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, listen, could you do me a favor?
Okay.
I've got this chair. Would you be willing to push it for me?
Sure.
Okay, great. Tara's going to bring it over. If you would, and you know what? I'm going to have Tara sit in it. And Tara, could you put your foot pedals down there? Excellent. Okay, Jenna, we're going this way.
Can you pause?
So we're gonna
everybody's
pause.
cool? Can you explain why you chose to do that and what happened?
So Jenna, first thing, when you started to get up and I went, Jenna, what happened for your brain?
It was curious.
You got curious. And so did you quit moving?
Yes, my
Oh.
body, but I turned to look at you.
Oh, so you found me with your eyes, but you quit moving with your body because you got curious. And then when I said, hey, what happened then?
I wanted to see what you wanted.
Yeah, and so what did you do without thinking?
I shook your hand.
Yeah, and what did that let me do?
Stabilize me.
Oh, so did you realize all that in that moment?
Not till now.
Not. And what do you do for a living, Jenna?
I'm a physical therapist.
Oh, very cool. So you're real familiar with this routine with the walker thing then, right? Yeah, and so now I've got you up and I've stabilized you. And then what did my partner in crime do?
She assisted.
What did she go do?
She got my another stabilization.
Oh,
arm
was it a
for me.
walker?
No.
Oh.
I didn't know where the walker was. So I was
Well, yeah, we don't know where it is. So what did she do? She went and got a wheelchair. Okay. Now, does that give you something to hold on to? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I also gave you something else, which was kind of cool.
You gave me some weight.
I did. I gave you some weight because now you're going to get a little more
A little more push.
A little more push. And pushing something, when you push something, it's called heavy work. And when you push something with heavy work, it's sort of calming. It's also centering. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But what else did I give you? She still doesn't know.
A friend?
Well, yeah. I mean, could be.
A sense of purpose.
Oh, now she has value and purpose.
But I still know where my dog is.
You want to know where the dog is, but now I've given you something to do and somebody to keep track of you while I try to pin down where is this dog, and I find out, oh, I really hate this, but she's thinking she's still young and working as a PT, and unfortunately, she's now 75, and that dog she's thinking about is memory. It's just a memory dog. And so in this moment, I can't give her that dog. I really can't give her that dog. That dog is gone. Do we wait for the dog?
No.
No. Do we tell her, Jenna, honey, that dog.
I would be crying.
You would be crying. And was that my goal? I mean, I want Jenna to cry because that'll keep her calm.
No.
No. And so we don't want to wait for the dog. So we got something going. And I said, you know what? I'm going to check. Tell you what, can you take Tara outside, though? Because she would love to go outside.
Please.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to leave you two going outside. So what I've done is I've got something going on. And now I'm thinking, okay, so she rested a long time. And when she woke up, it took her back to a place and time in her life where when she woke up, what was one of the first things she needed to go do? She took her dog outside for a lot of activity. So what I know is, so what did I keep giving her that she wouldn't have if I hadn't come up with this thing of going out? What's she going to keep?
Curiosity.
Curiosity. Where's she going to end up?
Outside.
Outside. So she's going to get some sunlight. She's going to get some solar panel going, and she's going to get some fresh air. She's going to be in a different space, in a different activity. And I've given her someone to be with. So it's not just missing the dog, because she was sitting in the chair, zoning, and now all of a sudden, does she have to wait for me? No. Tara, how are you doing?
Great. Looking forward to going outside.
Oh, okay.
You promised.
We promised. So in this moment, so I'm going to let you guys chill out for a second, but what's happened here? Do we need to have this much, or is it our mindset that makes us think that it's like that? So I'm going to be here in the chair, and Katie's going to give this a shot here. We've got a few props around, because this is where we need to realize, wow, if this is how we have people hanging out, here's what you're going to get. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. If you don't give people something of value, you are going to get challenging situations for risk takers. Because risk takers are going to give up on waiting. They're going to figure out how to fill their own time with stuff that they may not be skillful at doing, and we're going to call them challenging behaviors. And what I'm going to do is say we've created challenging situations for risk takers because they're tired of waiting. They're not going to wait. They're going to do something. On the other hand, what happens for people who are in this situation is there is a loss of ability if they don't do anything. They are losing abilities prematurely. They are losing their brain, their body, their function. They are losing out if they're safety seekers. So if they're safety seekers, they don't want to do something that's risky. They don't want to cause trouble. They don't want to do this. They don't want to bother anybody. So what ends up happening is they have premature loss of abilities. Because the reality is once someone has started living with dementia, there is a new place here that we have to realize is I can't fill my day 24/7 like I used to. And one of the problems with filling my day is this hippocampal damage. My hippocampus isn't doing its job like it should. It's not keeping up with time. I'm not holding on to memory of what I've done, what I haven't done, what I think I'm doing. I don't remember, how did this happen? I don't know how to do things that I used to know how to do. So here I am.
Hey.
Hey.
Tifa.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey there.
It's Katie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check this out.
What have we got going on down
This
here?
thing isn't very stable.
Oh, no, it's not.
Yeah. It should have a strap here.
You think?
Well, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah?
Look over here. See, this one has a strap. See, if you put the strap down, then it's not, because you've got to be careful. You don't want somebody to cause a trouble with it, you know? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think it needs a strap there.
It needs
Yeah.
a strap there.
Needs a
Yeah.
strap there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
What are you doing?
what am I doing? Well, I was looking for you, Tifa.
Oh, you were? Well, I'm
Yeah.
here.
I need your help.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Over here.
All right, I'm here.
All right.
What are we doing?
I got these over here.
Yeah? What about them?
I need to set up a table over yonder.
Set up over there?
Yeah.
Well,
Would you
what's
come
wrong
with
with this table?
Well, like you said, it's a little unstable. I think this one might be better.
Well,
Can
I
we go
think
check
this
it out?
is fine.
You think it's fine?
I don't see any problem with it.
Okay.
So, Katie, what are you having a hard time letting go of?
My agenda.
Yes. Because what did you want me to do?
Go with me over there so you can fold these napkins, please.
Katie wanted me to go to a specific place and do a specific activity with Katie, and I wanted to be in charge of stuff.
So we could have done something different.
Well, you could have, but you really wanted me to go with you.
That's right.
So now we have two of us who want to be in charge.
Doesn't work really well.
Well, I mean, it's going to result in an outcome you may not be interested in. But you know, the thing was that at first I was really focused over here on this chair, table leg. Mm-hmm. Why was I focused over here on the table leg when I was sitting down and I was bored?
Because you noticed it.
Yeah. What happened once I started getting up and moving around?
You didn't notice it anymore.
Why?
Because your vision isn't.
And because,
You forgot about it.
oh, see, this is so hard for us to keep in mind when we're doing this stuff, because it seems like, yeah, but she was worried about the table. And why else might you want me to go somewhere else?
Change the pace, get you up and moving.
Oh, you're trying to get me to a different place. But if I just stood up out of that chair, that may be all the change I'm interested in making right now. Because this is home base. I feel comfortable in this space. So this is that balancing act that we have to figure out with somebody. You won't know if you don't try, but then you have to be willing to
Let go.
let it go if it's not working. Because the more important thing is you figure out how to fill up those hours. Okay? So what are we doing?
Well,
Never mind, I'll figure it out. Now, how long am I willing to wait?
not
Very
long.
long.
Not very long. I'll give you 3 to 5 seconds to come up with something. And if you don't come up with something, because what have you figured out about me?
You have a very short attention
I
span.
do have a short attention span. And what else? Am I a safety seeker or a risk taker?
You're, I think, more of a risk taker than a safety seeker.
You think so? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, those are nice boots. So now, what else might I do if I get bored?
Bother
Hey.
other people.
Bother? I was just Hey,
Tifa.
sweetheart, look.
Hey.
Let me show you something here.
Ooh.
Yeah. So here, see how this goes up and down?
Yeah.
These are what you'd call good boots.
Uh-huh. Hey, I have
Yeah.
some other boots like this that I'd really like
You
you
do?
to look at.
Look, I wonder if, excuse me. I'm wondering if this one does the, oh, well, that's weird. It's on the
Well,
other side.
Yeah, but hey, Tifa,
Yeah, never move your hand. I'm trying to fix it.
I've got some other ones that I'd like you to look at. Can you help me?
Well, I could when I'm done.
Uh-huh.
I want to, these look new.
Yeah.
I expect they are.
Yeah.
Wonder what size are they?
An 8. You want to try them on?
Oh, they're about my size. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't like boots.
No.
But they're good looking.
Hey, Tifa.
Yeah.
Hey.
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 So now Tara's trying really hard. Am I making you just a bit anxious?
Well, it's not so much anxious, but I'm having to wait.
Yeah. Oh. So this is where.
Evil laugh.
So this is what's tricky, is when I'm doing something I really what word am I going to use?
Enjoy.
Enjoy. I'm really enjoying doing this with the boots. I don't want to let go of it. Are you okay with it?
Sure.
I mean, she hasn't gone, she's messing with my boots. Could you help me? Please get her off my boots. Have you done anything like that? You even said they were size 8. Did I want to try them on? But our sense of, oh, she's got dementia and she's bothering the other lady. You know, Jenna won't like that. I mean, Jenna's going to be all upset about that. And it's like, Jenna was just chilled. Jenna was curious what I was up to more than anything, but I wasn't hurting her. But I was really having fun with the boots. And I have how many friggin' hours where I'm not doing anything? I'm finally actively enjoying something, and what's everybody wanting me to do? Stop doing that, because we want you someplace else where we feel comfortable. And then, as Tara said, it wasn't anxiety. It was just like you were having to wait for me. And she described that earlier, that when you're living with someone who's living with dementia, you have to figure out how to fill that wait time. And so there's a video of me working with a guy named Stanley, where literally he's working on stuff, and what I'm doing is I'm here, and you can actually, he's working on doing something, and literally you will see my hand, I will clench my hands, because he's not doing that great, but he's doing it. I mean, he's doing it. And so what I literally do is I cause myself to just sit down, because I really don't need to do anything. So now I need to see this time as rest and restoration, or pleasure, or work. Wow, you are doing a remarkable job. Man. Nice work. Ooh, Tara. Now, what I did is I waited until she completed one. And whatever she's going to do with it, she's going to do with it. I'm not, why am I worried about a napkin? I can wash it later. We'll get it later. This is that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And we got to let go, because for her, she finished it. She put it away. Let me show you something. Would you clean that off for me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Wow. Well, now, frankly, I don't need to be messing with her at all. I can go do something over here. Because guess what? What did I see that made me think, ooh, I wonder how much time I could buy myself? What did Tara do that made me think, if I give her that task, I will get extra time?
Because she started and completed a task.
How did she start and complete the task?
It was a multi-step. She was very precise.
Oh, she was super precise. So I knew that if I had given her something to do that was big, I could fill more time. And she would, wow, you, look at this. Phenomenal. Thank you. Man, that is the best that board has looked in I don't know how long.
Thank you.
You're good at this stuff, huh? I wonder if you could do me one more favor.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, now this is where I got to find out. Does she have more, or does she ready to take a break? Let me show you what I'm looking at. Let's go outside.
Okay.
So what have I heard about Tara? What was she interested in over here? Oh, she was really looking forward to going outside. So now what I'm starting to do is build my library. I'm actually building a library of each of the people that are in my world that I'm going to support, and how I can plug this person into this and that person into that. Because now, in many places, I'm responsible for more than one. So I've got my brain and your brain and your brain and your brain, and in many places they're asking people to be in charge of 15 brains or 22 brains, and frankly, that's not okay.
It's a lot.
That's a lot, because what that means is I don't have time to wait for you before I go to you. And now, no, hang on.
And someone just addressed Tara putting the things in her shirt, and why you didn't react.
Yeah, because tell me if Tara likes something. and she enjoyed using it, what might she want to do? What do you want to do when you like something, you enjoy something? Do you want to give it away or do you want to keep it?
Keep it.
Keep it. So if she got it in her hands, what else can she do? Nothing, because she's got that in her hands. So what she wants to do is put it someplace so she can have it, she can keep it, and she can go do things. But if she lays it down, where's it going to be?
It's mine.
But if she puts it right in this space, and so this space on a human body becomes the storage unit. Up here, down here, in the pockets, in the underwear, in the walker bag, in the wheelchair. So people start putting things in central field right here where I can come back to it later. I don't want to lose things, but then I sort of forget they're there because out of sight, out of mind. But in this moment, putting it here creates a sense of, I have it for later. I haven't lost it because I'm losing a lot of stuff. Yeah. So let's come back over here and let's bring everybody. I know Tara's sort of like, yeah, we'll have to wash that one. More than likely. Even though she's thinking, no, I was clean. Yeah, I know. Well, those are the rules. That, however, we're not washing. We'll just clean it off later. So we've got this idea. So what were the 4 things? Let's see if you guys can come up with them now that we took them away. No visual regard. What are our 4 kinds of activities? Rest and restoration. Okay, rest and restoration, self-care, things that give you a sense of value and purpose, and things that give you pleasure or leisure. Now notice how you listed this one last, but this is the one that'll kill you if you don't get it. If you don't find pleasure in being alive, if nothing you do gives you a sense of that, this feels good, I like it, it feels good, what will happen is you really don't survive. In the worst case scenario, you develop depression. And when you develop deep depression, you become hopeless and despairing of ever finding the thing that gives you pleasure again. Now, these two are bound together frequently. I'm really glad that you guys were taking care of yourselves, and that I'm wondering if rest and restoration is because you just had some and you're in need of some and you're off cycle on some. And so when we're not getting what we need, we are not well balanced. So how many carers of people living with dementia are out of balance?
Most. Probably most.
Probably a large number. How many people living with dementia are out of balance?
Probably most.
Yeah.
Well, and somebody said, I'm living with IDD and I find it hard to train or teach people out in public that I still bring value and purpose to the world.
So if you're living with intellectual or developmental disabilities, for the longest time, there has been this disregard and this, oh, well, she can't, he can't. This is an automatic assumption. It's stigma. And we've got this stigma around dementia. We've had it around developmental disabilities. We've had it around, oh, well, she can't do something like that. That takes too much. I mean, I don't want to, And it's like, wait a minute. Why? Why is that? Well, because people are not supporting in ways that make doing possible. So, I'm going to ask you guys a favor. Come on up to the table. I want to have you do something because I'm really curious about something. Come on, bring up a chair. You may have to get one.
We can grab one off there.
Yeah, grab one there. So now I'm watching what people are doing. I'm watching everybody. And what I noticed is that Jenna was able to get hers, and Tara just went and not only got Jenna's, she went and got one for Jenna, and then she got her own. She pulled it off the thing. So how many things did Tara just do for herself?
Value and purpose.
Yep.
And some self-care because I got myself a chair.
You did, and you did a little
rest.
physical exercise there. You did a little stress on your body there, and you felt, was it pleasurable?
Yeah. Well, Jenna had a chair.
Jenna
Made me feel
had
good.
yeah, so she got a bunch, and now she's sitting down, which is restful. Okay, so now, take a look at this. What do we got there, guys?
Colors.
Okay, so what we're going to do, Katie, if you will spread out so everybody gets some. Yeah. And the very first thing I'm going to ask folks to do, now look how they're all very nicely waiting. Now, why do you think they're sitting here waiting?
Because you said you're going to tell us what to do.
I'm going to tell you what to do. And so Katie had a job, and now everybody's got. Now, the first thing I want us to do is turn over all the letters so you can see them. Now, as I said that, I also started doing it. Now, all my folks are actually doing that. If somebody wasn't doing it yet, like they're sitting there and nothing's happening, I might swing around. Yeah, you guys you're getting it. Yep, flip them over, flip them over. So I might come over and I say, hey, Tara, let's see if we can get some more of these flipped. Here, see if you can get that one. Can you get it? Flip it over. Turn it like that. Let's see. Oh, you got a G. Good. Try another one. Yep. D. See what that last one is. Look, here's a few more. Ah, there you go. You're getting it. Perfect. Oh, and you're turning them all up. That's a good idea. So when you flip them up, all right, let's move the others out of the way for right now. Okay, so we'll move them out. You've got some letters. Okay, I'm looking for a word. Okay, here's the first word we're going to do. We're going to do garden. So the very first letter I'm going to need is a G. Does anybody have a G? Ah, we got a G. And now Tara, the next letter I need is an A. Have you got an A here? You see an A by any chance? You sure enough do. How about over here? Can you get it over here? And Jenna, you're doing great. You're doing your own word garden. Have you got a D for me, though? Oh, no, I need an R. Sorry. Look here, I'm up for an R. Katie, hang on a second. I'm going to ask you to give me a D.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, there you go. Good. Now I need an E. Oh, and it's up to Tara. Tara's the one that has to give me an E. Have you got an E over there, Tara? Use any of these E's? Oh, you got two. That is bonus round. Okay, garden. Now I need one final letter. I need an N over there, Jenna. An N. Oh, look at that. Turn around is fair play. All right, so now we have garden. So Katie, I'm wondering, what is one thing we might find in the garden that has one of these letters in it? What do you find in the garden? Look out there, see what you find.
Ants.
Ants. All right, so we need an N. Oh, that N, that elusive N. Oh, look over here. Check this out. Tara found us an N. Tara, nice work, lady. That was good paying attention. And now, so I'm going to pause. How many people are now waiting? Every single one. But what are they waiting for?
T.
They're waiting for what comes next. But what comes next has value and purpose. There's a little bit of pleasure. It's taking care of things. They're using their eyes. They're using their hands. And
Spelling sometimes is retained.
And spelling could be a retained skill. Now, just because Katie needed to finish the word, because I saw she needed to finish the word, it was really important that we finish the word.
Self-care.
Yeah, that was for self-care. Katie needed to finish that. Now, how many of you out there are looking at our words and going, ooh, I know another word you could put in the garden. Mm-hmm. I know something else you could do. Oh, look, Jenna's doing it. Because what I did is I've got her brain activated. I got her hands activated. I got her connections activated. Now, all those people that I was worried about what I was going to do, they're all at the table. So, I'm feeling pretty satisfied. All right, did we come up with a word? Ooh,
I know, but
daffodil.
That's too hard for me to spell.
Oh, okay.
The first one is A. Here you go, Jenna. A.
I was going to do snail, but I don't have an N.
Oh, you don't have an N. Oh, dear. Okay.
Or I could do seeds.
Seeds are good.
See, they're very involved in the game. I don't actually need to be over there anymore.
This is a great game for adults.
It is a great game for adults. All right, everybody. I'm glad everybody came out. Do we have any last-minute questions? I hope not, because we stayed our welcome beyond. Thanks for coming. This is Dementia at Dusk, and today we were talking about engagement. In other words, how do you fill a day? You, them, everybody needs a day filled with purpose, pleasure, self-care, and rest and restoration. I hope you find it, and you can quit watching this and go do something else now. It's called a transition. Bye, everybody.
Hi, I'm Tifa Snow, and you just found our YouTube channel and watched one of our videos. I'm the owner and founder of Positive Approach to Care. Thanks for watching, and if you liked if you have a comment about, or you would, please share it with people you know. Oh, and if you haven't yet done it, consider subscribing. We'll let you know when the next new video comes out. And you might want to visit our website, www.tipasnow.com, where you'll find other resources as well. See you there.